And plans to redevelop Sarasota's Bayfront around the Van Wezel took a major step forward recently when a committee chose an out-of-state master planning firm to design all 42 acres.
So how soon until construction starts there? What are the plans and who's going to pay for all this development? We did some digging of our own to find out. It may be one of the most underutilized pieces of bayfront land on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Several city blocks and not a lot usually going on here. 42 acres of prime real estate on Sarasota's bayfront. So what's going to happen here? If you ask passersby like Mike Wolders, he hopes to see a lot of new buildings here.
It helps out with the economy. The economy revolves around people working.
But if you ask nearby resident Janice Stafford, she hopes this area remains peaceful.
I'd like to see more plantings and more, and maybe some sort of, maybe a playground for some kids or something, but not huge buildings, no.
Whether this area becomes buildings or a playground will largely be up to the Sarasota Bayfront Planning Organization, a nonprofit board of local business leaders who are now renting out this nearby city-owned building. Over the past few years, the group that used to call itself Bayfront 2020 and now goes by The Bay has held dozens of meetings, public forums, and taken notes on what residents want. One recent survey concluded most people want a boardwalk, an outdoor performance area, and art sculptures.
And it's just an extraordinary set of sort of puzzle pieces that we're excited to start playing with.
Just a few weeks ago, the local committee hired a master planning firm from Boston named Sasaki. And after one look, designers we talked to via Skype said they're not surprised the city wants to do more with this land.
Oh, absolutely. It feels very, very underutilized.
But one big question is still looming large. Should this be a quiet area that's maintained as a park-type atmosphere, or perhaps a bustling nightlife center?
How about all of the above? How about a little bit of everything? And I think that is really one of the keys to activation.
Fair enough, but keep in mind just a couple of blocks south, there's a $1 billion project also in the works, once again called the Quay, that is also in the planning stages. The Quay will be privately funded. But who will pay for this city project?
A great question, Ray.
Sarasota City Manager Tom Barwin says it'll be a mix of public and private dollars.
Well, most major metropolitan entertainment facilities have a blend of financing.
And speaking of entertainment facilities, what does the future hold for the centerpiece of this redevelopment, the 50-year-old Van Wezel Performing Arts Center?
It's something that's going to have to be discussed. It's a sensitive topic, obviously, and it certainly, will need improvement. Whether raising it is the answer, I don't think we know that yet.
One board member told me off the record it would probably be replaced by a larger facility and eventually get knocked down. When pressed, City Manager Tom Barwin gave two very different answers.
I think the Van Wezel in its identity as a cultural center is certainly going to survive. That's one of the reasons this whole initiative has been undertaken.
Certainly going to survive, but then 2 minutes later he said this.
These are decisions that have yet to be made.
And Barwin says despite years of public input, you can expect more public input in the coming months. Do you think it'll ever break ground?
I believe there will be ground broken within the next few years.
Few years, man. I'm so antsy for this.
I know they wanted to break ground in 2017 right now, but now it turns out Bayfront 2020 was quite prescient.
Yeah.
Might be the case after all.
It's such a valuable piece of land. Our city needs it so much.
It is, but 2 blocks south is the giant Quay property.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. Will they complement each other? Will they be same kind of projects?
Right.
I think the Quay will be a little more retail-based, and the Van Wezel area will be a little more trails.
Let's just get something going, because that's what we need to do.
Good idea.